We all know Bob Uecker is a Milwaukee icon, and Brewers fans think of him as family. After news of Uecker's death, people started showing up to American Family Field right behind me to pay their respects. These fans are among those honoring the broadcaster. They shared their stories with Mary Jo Ola.
How do you explain how much Bob meant to Brewer fans?
Grief and gratitude brought fans out to American Family Field to honor the iconic Bob Uecker. Some moved to tears.
First thing I remember about Brewers is my grandpa listening to Uecker on the radio. So that's how I grew up following the team, was hearing Uecker on the radio.
It always felt like, he was part of a family.
Bob Uecker is literally the soundtrack of summer. There's a lot of happy memories.
I've had texts and a lot of sad phone calls with a lot of buddies this morning. He was kind of the voice of our childhood.
The base of Uecker's statue is covered in flowers. Cans of Miller Lite.
He did the Miller Lite commercials. It's like a working man's beer, and he's always been working really hard and loving the team, so I thought it was a good tribute.
And messages like this, always on air in our hearts. We'll miss you, Bob. Get home safely. Until next spring.
Brewer games won't be quite the same without him.
Walt Remendini went to his first Brewers game in 1970 and later worked part-time for the team.
Didn't matter who you were. He would always say hi. Hey, what a game last night. If you had a chance to have a brief conversation with him in person. So he was just an amazing guy.
One of Uecker's famous calls plays whenever Carrie Larson gets a phone call. His voice always touched her.
Has some of the worst games, and you're still smiling because Uecker finds a way to crack a joke, to just make light of things, to help understand. Remember, it's a game, we're moving on.
As Milwaukee says goodbye, Mr. Baseball leaves a legacy of joy for generations of fans.
You never thought this day would come. It's great that up until the very last day, he was able to do what he loved.
In Milwaukee, Mary Jo Ola, TMJ4 News.